stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Guess I need that, don't I? Oh, man. Yeah, some tangles going on here. All right. Let's just get rid of that. Hope everybody's having a good day, a good weekend. It's time for the daily reflection. Oh, I didn't put my OBS studio on. Oh, well. Are we utilizing the right mic? Let's go ahead and make sure. No, we're not. There. Now we are. All right. Sometimes it switches things on me, so you can look at my green screen today. So, all right. So if you're here, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch, please say hello. And yeah, if you have something you'd like to say, please feel free to say it. All right, we were hooked up there. One person on raw recovery, and our Instagram is hooked up. So I'm giving it another second because people just left. All right, let's move on. Before we get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about morning Gary, morning Chris. I want to talk a little bit about drunk dreams and what those mean, or relapse dreams, or whatever your drug of choice is, dreams. Usually that means that there's some kind of change coming on, or you're uncomfortable about something, or something is happening. It does not usually mean that you want to relapse or use again, okay? So your mind is always looking for the easier, softer way out. That includes when you're dreaming. Okay? So you might be going through some things, and your dreams are interfering because it's just looking for a way out. And so it's just looking for answers. So don't take them as seriously. Well, maybe in the sense that, you should keep an eye on what you're doing. But this is going to happen a lot around the 4-step, or anything that's bringing on change. You're probably going to have using dreams. It happens. I probably have 3 to 4 drinking dreams a week now because of my PTSD. Part of my PTSD is how much everybody hates me because I'm an alcoholic. It's part of my PTSD, including my family, which has a bunch of recovering alcoholics, and it's just, for some reason, it just doesn't match. So, but let's talk about a design for living. Let's get to that. Having some really bad shoulder trouble lately. Got an MRI next week. So, all right. A design for living. We in our turn sought the same escape with all the desperation of drowning men. What at first seemed a flimsy reed has proved to be the loving and powerful hand of God. A new life has been given us, or if you prefer, a design for living that really works. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 28. Hey, Patricia. It's good to see you. Sorry, guys. Keeps cramping up on me. All right. Page 28. That's correct. So a new design for living, right? As opposed to the one that we were living, which was out of control, all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to go back a little bit. And then go to page 27 at the top if people want to follow along. Follow along. If you would like to follow along, I swear I haven't been drinking. Follow along. All right. Some of our alcoholic readers may think that they can do without spiritual help. Let us tell you the rest of our conversation our friend had with this doctor. The doctor said, "You have the mind of a chronic alcoholic. I have never seen one single case recover." Ouch. Where that state of mind existed to the extent that it does in you. Our friend felt as though the gates of hell had closed in on him with a clang. He said to the doctor, Is there no exception? Yes, replied the doctor, there is. Exceptions to cases such as yours have been occurring since early times. Here and there, once in a while, alcoholics have had what they call a vital spiritual experience. To me, these occurrences are phenomena. They appear to be in the nature of huge emotional displacements and rearrangements. Ideas, emotions, and attitudes, which were once the guiding force of the lives of these men, are suddenly cast to one side, and a completely new set of conceptions and motives begins to dominate them. Yeah. I love that shit. I love it. Probably shouldn't call it shit. Right? But watching people make the decision, I don't want to live this life anymore. There's got to be something different. There's got to be something better than this. Yeah, that reminds me of the Phoenix concept. I saw more people stay sober, and they were Skid Row alcoholics helping Skid Row alcoholics. It's not that way down there anymore, which I think is a bummer. But I've never seen so many people stay sober. And I've been around for a long time. That was in 1989. And watching these people go from being homeless for 10, 15 years. Of course, I wasn't. I'd been homeless for a few months. And to watch their lives turn around. A lot of times I remember people's kids coming down to see them. And they'd be my age or older. I was 19 at the time. It was just so cool to watch. Even back then. I miss those times. In fact, I've been trying to produce some emotional rearrangements within you. With many individuals, the methods which I employed are successful, but I've never been successful with an alcoholic of your description. Upon hearing this, our friend was somewhat relieved, for he reflected that, after all, he was a good church member. This hope, however, was destroyed by the doctors telling him that while religious convictions are very good, in his case, they did not spell the necessary vital spiritual experience. Here was the dilemma in which our friend found himself when he had the extraordinary experience, which, as we have already told you, made him a free man. And if you want to know about that spiritual experience, you'll need to go read Bill W.'s story, because that's who they're talking about. We, in our turn, sought the same escape with all the desperation of drowning men, which seemed at first a flimsy reed has proved to be the loving and powerful hand of God. A new life has been given us, if you prefer a design for living that really works. The distinguished American psychologist William James, in his book Varieties of Religious Experience, indicates a multitude of ways in which men have discovered God. My spiritual experiences have been they've been of the learning variety, or what we call the educational variety, where they take time. In the beginning, if God would have given me a burning bush, I don't think I would have even recognized it. I probably would have thrown water on it because I didn't know. It's not something I understood. Now, I do get sudden revelations of spiritual experiences. We call them epiphanies, or sudden thought processes of things that are better for us. Those are God shots, and those are spiritual experiences that we're now getting immediately, because now we can handle them. God knows us. He knows us. So trust in the fact that he is doing it the way it needs to be done. If what we have learned and felt, seen means anything at all, it means that all of us, whatever our race, creed, color, or color, are children of a living creator with whom we may form a relationship upon simple and understandable terms as soon as we are willing and honest enough to try. Those having religious affiliations will find here nothing disturbing to their beliefs or ceremonies. There is no friction among us over such matters. We think it no concern of ours what religious bodies our members identify themselves with as individuals. This should be an entirely personal affair which each one decides for himself in the light of past associations or his present choice. Not all of us join religious bodies. Most of us favor such memberships. In the following chapter, there appears an explanation of alcoholism as we understand it, then a chapter addressed to the agnostic. Many who were once in this class are now surprisingly among our members. Surprisingly enough, we find such convictions no great obstacles to a spiritual experience. That's the thing, is a spiritual experience is very personal. It is between you and God. Okay? And it doesn't come, it comes how it's supposed to. Further on, clear-cut directions are given showing how we recovered. These are followed by 42 personal experiences. And now I want you to keep in mind, the first 164 pages were written by 100 people. Okay, the first 164 pages are different than the personal stories. Okay, we get our guidance through the first 164 pages. We become a part of the program by finding how we are like other people through personal stories. Each individual in the personal story describes his own language and from his own point of view, the way he established his relationship with God. These give a fair cross-section of our membership and a clear-cut idea of what has actually happened in their lives. We hope no one will consider these self-revealing accounts in bad taste. Our hope is that many alcoholic men and women desperately in need will see those pages, and we believe that it is only by fully disclosing ourselves and our problems that they will be persuaded to say, yes, I am one of those too. I must have that thing. Remembering why I do this. Because people need to know, right? Not everybody gets a hold of the big book. Some people are online. And that's why I come on here and I talk about the things that might be a little bit harder. So, all right. Well, we got about 2 minutes left here. So, let's get to the reading on it. I try each day to raise my heart and my hands in thanks to God for showing me a design for living that really works through our beautiful fellowship. But what exactly is this design for living that really works? For me, is the practice of the 12 steps to the best of my ability. The continued awareness of God, of a God who loves me unconditionally, and the hope that in each new day there is a purpose for my being. I am truly, truly blessed in the fellowship. Well, I absolutely do believe that God has blessed me today. You know, and it isn't that I don't ever think about drinking, but I don't entertain the thought anymore. Even when I get up in the morning and I've had horrid dreams about drinking all night and everybody hating me, I can wake up in the morning and feel the unconditional love of God. And that's how I make it through. How did I do that? I stopped fighting. I quit fighting. I don't fight anybody. I try not to fight. I try to come into agreement. All right, guys. I love you guys. You know I do. Fucking love every single one of you. All right. We'll see some of you in about 25 minutes. Love you guys. Peace out. And have a day.